Have you ever been told you look younger than your age and wondered why? It's not just genetics or skincare. There are hidden, strategic reasons behind this illusion. Today, we'll uncover 7 Machiavellian truths behind why some people defy time, not by accident, but by design. And once you understand them, you'll realize youth is not just a blessing, it's a weapon. In a world obsessed with appearance, youth is power. But not all who look young are truly young, and not all who age are weak. Some master the art of time, using subtle tactics, inner philosophy, and ruthless self-discipline to maintain the illusion of vitality. As Niccolò Machiavelli once said, "It is not the mask you wear, but how well you wear it, that determines your fortune." Let us uncover the 7 hidden reasons why you, knowingly or not, appear younger than your years. Number 15. Strategic emotional detachment. They tell you that emotions make you human, that to feel deeply is noble. But those who age fastest are not the poor or the weak. They are the emotionally reckless. The ones who pour themselves into every conflict, every heartbreak, every disappointment. They wear their hearts on their sleeves, and soon their faces bear the weight of every emotional bruise they've ever received. That furrowed brow, years of worry, that downward curve of the mouth, a decade of misplaced loyalty. Wrinkles form not just from time, but from reaction. But you are different. You have mastered the art of withholding. You do not flinch at insults. You do not explain yourself to fools. And you certainly do not bleed for those who would not even lift a finger for you. This is not coldness. This is strategy. You have understood something the world refuses to acknowledge, that every emotional outburst costs you something invisible, yet measurable. It costs you energy, it costs you control, and it costs you youth. You see, the man who reacts to everything is owned by everything, but the one who controls his emotional output commands the room. While others scream in protest, you pause in silence. While others fall apart from betrayal, you remain intact, emotionally resilient, and that quiet, calculating detachment, it does something no face cream or vitamin can do. It preserves you. People look at you and wonder why your eyes still carry light. Why does your skin still hold form? Why doesn't your aura feel heavy like theirs? It's because you haven't allowed life to drag you through every dirty battlefield of feeling. You've built a fortress, one that stands tall not from isolation, but from selection. You choose when to care, when to fight, when to invest. You ration your emotions like gold, not out of fear, but out of wisdom. Because you understand that stress, rage, and sorrow, when expressed too freely, carve themselves into your skin. And unlike the fool who confuses feeling with strength, you know that true strength lies in knowing when to feel and when to remain absolutely, terrifyingly still. Number 20. Mastery of solitude. They tell you that humans are social creatures, that without constant connection, attention, and validation, you wither. But that's a lie. A comforting myth told to the masses who cannot face the silence of their own existence. Look closely at those who age quickly, who burn out not from hard work, but from the noise they surround themselves with. Constant chatter, shallow interactions, endless scrolling through artificial voices and hollow praise. Their minds are never still, their hearts are never quiet, and their bodies pay the price. But you have learned to walk alone, not out of bitterness, but out of precision, because you understand that solitude is not exile, it is an elevation. In solitude, your mind sharpens. In solitude, your thoughts are not invaded. You are not at the mercy of moods, projections, and insecurities of others. You are not infected by their panic or drained by their expectations. The moment you choose distance, you begin to heal. There is something profoundly unnatural about always being around people. The constant negotiations, the forced smiles, the subtle betrayals, they erode you in small, invisible increments. They age your spirit. They crowd your nervous system with noise. And when your nervous system is always reacting, always processing, always defending, your body becomes tense. That tension lives in your jaw, your shoulders, your breath. Over time, it breaks you down. But when you are alone, truly alone, you are no longer performing. You are no longer defending your identity. Your body relaxes. Your thoughts settle. You stop aging in the frantic way the world demands of you. And no one sees this. No one applauds it. But the results are undeniable. You walk into a room and they feel something different. Your energy is calm but impenetrable. You don't need them. And they sense that. They study your face, trying to place what's different. Why your presence doesn't seem weathered by the years. They wonder why you still carry a lightness they lost long ago. They don't realize that your secret is not found in creams, diets, or trends. It's found in your absence. In your refusal to be available to everyone all the time. In your mastery of being alone without being lonely. Number 3, mastery over desire. Most people are slaves, not to chains or rulers, but to their own desires. The endless hunger for more pleasure, more stimulation, more approval. And this craving, this constant reaching, it rots them from the inside out. You can see it in their faces, worn, distracted, desperate. Their skin is tired, not from age, but from indulgence. Their eyes are dull, not from time, but from addiction. They pursue every fleeting thrill like it's salvation, and it leaves them emptier, weaker, older. But you are different. You have learned to deny the world. You have tasted control, and you never look back. While others are drunk on dopamine, you stay sober. While they scroll, gorge and chase, you remain still. You do not need every urge answered. You do not believe that every desire deserves a reward. And that, precisely that, keeps you young, not just in body, but in presence. Because nothing drains the human spirit faster than excess. Nothing collapses vitality more than compulsive pleasure. Look at the man who seeks validation every hour. His posture is bent, his eyes always searching, never present. Look at the one who can't say no to food, to lust, to comfort. His will is soft, his edges rounded. Now look at the man who restrains himself, who sees the temptation and chooses silence. That man carries power, and power is ageless. You do not chase every appetite, you master it. And by doing so, you preserve your fire, you preserve your focus. While others decay in slow, invisible ways, you grow sharper. You do not wear the lines of regret across your forehead. You do not age from the weight of guilty indulgences. Instead, you walk with calm clarity. You live by selection, and that selectivity hardens you in the best way. You understand something most will never grasp. The body does not just respond to what you eat or how you sleep. It responds to how you discipline yourself, how often you betray your own wisdom for a moment's satisfaction. And when you refuse that betrayal, when you choose restraint over chaos, your body remembers, your face reflects it, your aura shifts, you stop aging like the rest because you've done what they're too weak to do. You've taken control of your hunger. Number 40, the power of controlled silence. Most people speak because they are afraid. Afraid of being misunderstood, afraid of being forgotten, afraid of appearing small, so they fill the air with noise, just to feel important. But every careless word, every desperate attempt to explain or impress, drains something vital from them. Not just energy, but authority, and slowly, without even noticing, they begin to age. Not from time, but from tension. The tension of always needing to be seen, to be heard, to be liked. But you've chosen a different weapon. Silence. Not the silence of the weak, but the silence of a strategist. You don't speak to fill space. You don't answer every insult or comment. You understand that silence is not emptiness. It is power in its most distilled form. While others reveal themselves in every conversation, you remain concealed. While they argue, you observe. While they over-explain, you calculate. And this control, this deliberate stillness, preserves you. Because when you speak less, you stress less. When you hold your tongue, you conserve your energy. Your nervous system isn't hijacked by the need to prove or perform. Your breath stays steady, your face relaxed, your body aligned. You don't waste emotion on noise. You don't waste life trying to win meaningless battles. That is why you don't carry the lines of someone constantly defending themselves. That is why your expression doesn't twist with bitterness or fatigue. Controlled silence is not just a tactic. It is protection. It shields your mind from chaos. It keeps your emotions behind locked doors, visible only to you. And when you do speak, your words strike with weight. Because you've trained yourself to speak only when it counts. People lean in when you talk, not because you're loud, but because you're rare. They see the stillness in your face, the clarity in your eyes, and they don't know what it is, but they feel it. You don't give your essence away in every conversation. You don't crumble under the pressure to be understood. You sit back, you watch, and you wait, and in that waiting, in that restraint, you become untouchable. Number 5, the discipline of selective association. Every person you allow into your life carries a weight, and most carry poison disguised as charm. Their energy seeps into yours. Their chaos becomes your chaos. Their fears, their doubts, their vanity, their misery, all of it leaks through their words, their habits, their presence. And if you are not ruthless in your selection, you become a reflection of their disease. You begin to age, not just in your face, but in your spirit. Most people grow old not from time, but from exposure. Exposure to the wrong minds, the wrong hearts, the wrong environments. They entertain fools out of politeness, spend hours with cowards out of loneliness, and bind themselves to the insecure out of fear. And slowly, invisibly, they deteriorate. Their posture slumps under the burden of relationships that offer no clarity, only confusion. Their skin dulls from stress they never should have inherited. Their fire dims as they spend their days fixing people who have no desire to change. But you do not associate out of convenience. You choose like a king. Every connection is a calculation. Every friendship, a strategy. You do not sit at tables where envy is served. You do not listen to voices that belittle your instincts. And you do not tolerate the presence of those who drain instead of build. This is not arrogance. This is preservation. Because you understand the truth most deny proximity is transformation. The people around you will shape your nervous system, your decisions, your pace of aging. That is why your face doesn't carry the exhausted lines of social overcommitment. That is why your eyes don't hold the lifeless glaze of someone who's spent years around emotional leeches. You protect your peace the way others protect their possessions, fiercely, unapologetically. And that protection gives you a glow they cannot mimic. It gives you a youth that no surgery can manufacture. It gives you the look of someone who has not been chewed up and spit out by social obligation. You walk alone often, not because you're antisocial, but because you're surgical. You have seen what happens to those who let everyone in. You have witnessed how fast the wrong people can age a strong mind. So you chose a different path. Fewer people, deeper silence, stronger walls. And the results speak for themselves. Number 6C, the inner fire of purpose. Most people drift. They wake up not with intent, but with inertia. They don't know where they're going, only that they must move, must scroll, must react. And in that constant reaction, they lose something vital. They lose direction. They lose identity. And above all, they lose time. You can see it in their posture, in their pace, in their eyes. They've surrendered to distraction. And distraction, no matter how small, is a slow executioner. It kills ambition one moment at a time, until all that's left is fatigue. But you have a purpose. Not some vague fantasy, but a sharp, burning reason that wakes you before the world does. And that purpose, though invisible to most, radiates from your presence. It sharpens your voice. It quickens your step. It brings intensity to your gaze and clarity to your movement. Purpose feeds something deeper than the flesh. It feeds the will. And when the will is strong, the body follows. Those without purpose decay in the most dangerous way, internally. They smile, they laugh, they pose. But there's no flame inside. They overeat, overspend, overtalk. Why? Because something inside them is starving. Something that no entertainment, no affection, no substance can replace. And when the soul starves, the body shows it. The skin sags. The spirit dulls. The aging begins not with time, but with emptiness. But you're driven. You rise with a sense of conquest. You don't wait for motivation, you create it. You don't wait for meaning, you impose it. And in that act, you resist decay. Purpose makes the body defiant. It tells your cells, your muscles, your mind, we are still needed. And that simple truth alone rewrites your biology. The body, like any soldier, rises when there's a war to fight. Every day, you give yourself that war. whether it's building, learning, creating, or mastering. And that pressure doesn't crush you. It carves you. It keeps your posture aligned, your eyes alert, your movements intentional. While others live in cycles of passive consumption, you live in the fire of creation. You don't wander, you aim. And that aim gives you a radiance they can't define, a youth they can't replicate, a force they can't predict. Number 7V. Emotional detachment as strategy. Most people age from the inside out, not from time, but from turmoil, from the storms they allow to rage inside them. From every insult they take personally, every disappointment they carry like a wound, every rejection they treat as a final verdict. They absorb the chaos of the world like sponges, soaking in every slight and betrayal until they sag under its weight. Their faces tighten with resentment, their eyes grow heavy with unprocessed emotion, and their energy drains as they rehearse battles that ended long ago. But you understand the necessity of distance. You do not give the world free access to your inner life. You see things for what they are, coldly, clearly, strategically. You do not let emotions make your decisions. You observe them, you study them, you use them, and then you let them go. This detachment, this calm separation is not indifference, it is discipline. It is the mark of a mind that refuses to be ruled by noise. And that discipline keeps you young, because nothing ages a person faster than emotional chaos. Stress shows first in the body, anxiety curls the spine, heartbreak hollows the eyes, rage knots the face into permanent lines. But you do not indulge in these reactions, you breathe. You assess, you respond when necessary, and remain still when it is not. You conserve your energy like a general preserves troops, never wasting them on unwinnable battles or meaningless victories. This emotional sovereignty becomes your armor. People don't understand how you remain so composed when others unravel. They don't see how you smile without being overly attached, how you walk away without hesitation, how you keep your peace without needing to explain it. They assume you were born with it, but they don't see the cold decisions behind the calm. They don't realize that your youthful strength is a side effect of your refusal to drown in emotion. You've learned what most never will, that peace is not given, it is enforced. It is a border you draw around your psyche, guarded by logic, reinforced by perspective. You let people speak, let the world turn, let chaos play its games. But you do not enter. You remain outside the storm, watching, thinking, calculating. And that distance, that control, gives you an edge sharper than youth itself. So now you see, your youthful presence is no accident. It's not just genetics or luck. It's a reflection of choices made in silence, of strategies practiced in private. You have not merely preserved your appearance, you have preserved your power. While the world rushes, you remain still. While others decay under stress, noise, and emotional slavery, you move with purpose, discipline, and ruthless clarity. You look younger because you live differently. You don't chase attention, you command respect. You don't react, you calculate. You don't belong to the masses, you walk above them. Every trait that keeps you young is the same trait that makes you dangerous. Controlled silence, selective association, unshakable purpose, emotional detachment. These are not just habits, they are weapons. Weapons that protect your energy, your mind, your very soul. Machiavelli understood something most never grasp, that the art of power lies not in dominating others, but in mastering oneself. And when you master yourself, you become untouchable. Your glow cannot be faked. Your calm cannot be shaken. Your youth cannot be stolen. So while others search for creams and cures, you sharpen your mind. And that alone is what keeps time on your side.